Welcome back to episode 8 of our F1 Ultimate Career Mode. Last race, we had a very messy, wet race in Great Britain. If crazy strategy and just stupid things are entertaining, go back and watch it. But yeah, if you're new to the series, basically we've got our character Christian Waters. He is on his way to trying to become an F1 world champion, and we're going to be playing through all the games in order. So one season is one game, and so now I've sort of decided to speed up the series a little bit and just pump out like 3 races a week. That way we can actually get through it at some rate of speed. So these are the standings so far. We're with Toro Rosso on a 1+1 deal at the moment. And yeah, we're off to the Hockenheim ring for the German Grand Prix. It's definitely a track that I miss in modern Formula One, so it'll be good to get back there.
Hey, we'll make the changes you requested.
Alright, out with our first flying lap in our car. I've decided to just cut out my setup part of the video. I'm just trying to make the videos a little bit more concise. I think that potentially the videos so far have been probably too heavy on the practice and the qualifying. I'm going to try and aim to get all the videos to around 20 minutes. But yeah, I've also decided to keep the difficulty at Legend for the time being. Not Legend, sorry. Whatever. I keep forgetting the name of the difficulty below Legend, but basically, instead of switching between the two, I'm just going to keep it where it is. It seems to be enough of a challenge for my not very fast driving, and yes, we outperform the car a little bit, but it's better than being completely at the back. But yeah, this is the end of lap 7. By this point, I had the track pretty much hooked up, and as you can see in the time that's about to come up, yeah, we got a good time. So I went into qualifying pretty confident that we'd be able to get out of even Q3, which would be able to get to Q3, which would be good. And so let's see how we go. Coming to the end of our first lap in qualifying here. It was a clean lap. I wasn't trying to push too hard. I've learnt that if I just approach qualifying the same way that I approach practice, I generally go okay in terms of speed. But yeah, 121.4, that's about representative. That's where we were. And of course, the AI turned up the wick in qualifying, so those are the times I was doing in practice. So like I was saying before, I think that the difficulty is pretty good as we start our second qualifying lap. I know I'm going to have to pull out something quite a bit faster than what I was doing at practice, but I feel confident. The setup's good. The car feels good. So it's just a matter of actually putting a lap together. So let's watch this lap and see what we can do. Alright, coming to the line on our last flyer here. We're still in the drop zone, so I'm pushing as hard as I can to try and get out as we open the DRS to the line. And we're just behind Ricardo and just out of Q1 maybe. And we just make it out. So a 129 was the fastest lap I managed to do so far. So yeah, very representative. But we've got it all to do. I'm not super confident now seeing the times that the AI are doing going into Q2. But decided to do 2 runs. So I'm going to do 1 run on sort of scrub tires and then another run on freshies to see what we can do. So we're heading out here on our scrub tires for our first time lap in Q2, and I try to make a good run out of this last corner, and I completely overcook it and destroy the lap before we even start. I figure there's not much point in finishing that lap and just go back to the garage. At this point, I just decide that I'll just go straight on to new tires. There's no point in me using scrubs because we're pretty close to the drop zone anyway in terms of our pace. So I just decided one and done. Let's see if we can just go out there. I wait until the track rubber's in a little bit more, and I want to just see if I can get a better time. I was aiming for a 128 or a 127.5 would be fine. Realistically, I'm not going to be shooting for Q3, not at the pace that we're at. So we've got traffic going into our lap here, and so I just try to I had to decide whether to go past them or not, but luckily they go into the pits. So instead of overcooking it out of the last corner, we head off into our only Q2 lap, and let's see if it's a good one. Coming to the end of the lap here, it was neat, but it wasn't. I definitely left a little bit of speed on the table. I was just trying to not overly push because I didn't really feel like pushing too hard would net much of a difference. And I beat my target that I had in my head, which was I wanted to do about a 120.75, and we managed to do a 124.5. So it was a good lap. I was happy with it, and just skirting the edges of Q3 there. But yeah, overall very good qualifying, and super happy for our starting position for the race. Once again, we've got mixed conditions here. Only thing is, after the last race, I am very unsure about whether I can trust what the game is suggesting. But the problem is that without actually going onto the track, it's impossible to really know. So I decided to just bite the bullet, start on inters. If worse comes to worse, I can work my way around the AI. I know I'm better on wet tires and dry conditions, so I want to roll out of the garage. It looks just a bit too dry for inters, and we're all starting on inters, which is just the most ridiculous thing. So I already know going in, it's going to be a very interesting start. All right, so starting P11 at the German Grand Prix here at Hockenheim. It is 4-5 red lights. And away we go. I try to take it nice and calm because I don't really know the condition. I've got the tyre heat up as we go into turn 1. And when I lock up, I realise, yeah, once again, same as Great Britain, we were in the same position. The track is just too dry for inters, and everyone started on inters. So I decided to immediately switch as I smashed into the back of Hamilton there. Immediately decided to choose some dry tyres. Initially started with options, but given that we're going to be pitting at the end of lap 1, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So I just go straight on to primes with a view to maybe either make it a one-stop or if I can drag the tyres all the way along. And so we're on track for a good result if we can. We've made it all the way to the front of the grid, the pack already. Because the AI really don't do well in these sort of conditions, so I'm just making use of their weaknesses as we decide to all dive into the pits together, and we decide to change over to dries. Amazingly, we come out P3. The rain isn't stopping, so I'm a little bit concerned that maybe I've made the wrong decision, but given that everyone has done the same thing, we're not going to net lose any positions, and given where we are, it's pretty good. And we've got Vettel right behind us just to make things hard. So I decided to pre-select intermediates just in case I decide to go back onto wets as we move defensive on Vettel. And he's right behind us there, as you can see. Has a look around our outside, but there's not really a way to do an overtake at this corner there, as I've run completely deep on cold tyres, and Vettel's right next to us now as we pull equal. But Christian's going to fight for this position. He's not letting it go. Doesn't care about sucking up to Red Bull. He wants to show Red Bull that he can get his elbows out. Of course, he's going to be fighting to get a Red Bull seat early. If he can replace either Vettel or Webber in the seat next year, that'll be ideal. As we cut to the end of lap 2, Vettel is still on my tail. I just don't have any pace as he goes just around, dances around the outside, but a difference in tyres as well. Like there's no chance on a slightly damp track on these primes, so I just decided to let him go once he pulled alongside there. But yeah, we cut now down to lap 4, and the tyres are struggling to heat up. Like we're not really getting a lot of heat into these tyres, which is a little bit of a concern, and doesn't bode well for the strategy at the moment. And I've now got another pack of cars, quicker cars on options, catching me as I decide to dive into the pits. I decide the track's not getting any better. We might as well just pit early for inters. So this is going to be decisive whether this is a good strategy call or not. As we pull in, it's an okay stop, and given that there's no one else in the pit lane, there's no one to really stop us from getting out. So let's see how these inters perform.
Watch out for traffic as you rejoin the track. You have no more scheduled sector 2. Sector 2.
At the end of lap 5 here, it's clear that I've definitely made a good choice because everyone's done the same thing. They've all pulled into the pits. My tyres are a good temperature, which means that yeah, it's a good tyre. And we move into P5 after the pit stop. So I'm definitely slower than, well, I'm definitely out of position on track, and so we're just using this these mixed conditions to our advantage to try and get the best result. As we cut down further now to the end of lap 6, and we see some more drivers in the pits now. It's going to be cut and dry. It's going to be nip and tuck whether we were able to get ahead of them. I try to keep it nice and clean coming out these corners because, especially in these conditions, it's very easy to run wide, and then you're in the gravel and you're screwed. So we've got Webber in the pits there as we overtake, but we're we're not able to get Vettel and the earlier stoppers, and once they're in front of us, it's going to be, there's just no way I'm going to be able to catch them. It doesn't look like a podium's on for this race.
We might be getting light rain in a few minutes. Light rain. You're currently matching race pace. Good job.
At the start of lap 9 now, and the track is drying up. The rain has decided to go away again as I go completely wide here, and Massa is gonna try and catch us up this straight. Back in these old games, if you went off track, like, you got a slowdown basically, and it was just annoying. And now I've got the Ferrari of Massa, the Mercedes I think of Rosberg, and I've got Webber at the back of that train, so I've got 3 much faster cars right behind me. So it's going to take all of my skill and my ability to be able to keep these guys behind. So I know I've got really good traction coming out of that hairpin, so I try to use it to my advantage and get far ahead. Yeah, they're real overtaking opportunities coming out of this corner because I'm very slow in and out of this corner compared to the AI, whereas like at least on the hairpin I'm okay. I decided not to pit on lap 10 because I was still not sure about the conditions and whether it was going to change, as Massa is having a look, doesn't make a move there. I'm not sure where to defend, so I sort of just stick in the middle, and once again, like, I'm able to use the hairpin to our advantage and pull a nice gap to defend myself through the stadium section here. By the end of lap 13, the conditions are gnarly, and I can see that there are other drivers in the pit, so I decide to duck in for some options. There's 0% chance that we can stay on these as I completely lock up out of the penultimate corner into the pits. But everyone's now going into the pits, so it's going to be again hit and miss whether we get a good place out of this one. Luckily, we're still in the top 5, which is really, like, we're so out of position for the speed of this car. Christian is really showing Red Bull that he belongs in that top team, and there are definitely teams that are now surely looking at him and thinking, he is a prospect for the future, he is someone that we need to look into. But Christian is obviously keen on, as one of the Saubers, I believe, is completely gone off the track there. I think they may have come off as the conditions changed there, but yeah, we're definitely, Christian is interested in staying with the Red Bull family and getting that top drive. So unless he gets an offer from a bigger team, he's definitely going to attempt to stay here, as once again we pull away on that hairpin. That's really been a saviour corner for us. And with with nearly a whole lap done, the tyres are nearly up to temperature. It's definitely better. I can see definitely why the AI were catching us when we were on primes. As we start lap 16 now, still in 4th place, and I just completely clipped that corner there and get some massive air as Rosberg darts around my outside. I try to outbrake him into this corner, but I realise as I'm going in that it's overcommitment, and I sort of barge him out of the way. I let him have the position because I feel as though that's the right thing to do, and I try to keep with him. So we're in a battle now for 4th place with Rosberg, but the Mercedes is a much faster car. I know that I'm better out of this corner, so I try to dart around the outside, and I give him plenty of room, take the outside line and accelerate away, and we make the move stick. It's a brilliant move into the hairpin there. But now the trick is keeping Rosberg behind us because he's definitely faster, and we are definitely catching Vettel now. I'm not sure what tyres they're on. Maybe they haven't stopped again, but we've got one more lap to go, and Rosberg is all over us. He is so much faster, and I'm literally pooping myself. And then I realised that dead ahead is not actually Vettel, it is back Marcus. So, and we don't get close enough in that lap to get DRS as Rosberg takes us under DRS on the final lap here. I dive down the inside. It's a bold move. I skip past Glock as well. It's clean, but it's a dive bomb. Rosberg uses that to his advantage and is able to undercut us. And I know from here I'm pretty much toast. There's not really another overtaking opportunity on this track. And I'm just slower. So that's pretty much it. We're not able to really improve from here, but it has been a fantastic race. I've definitely been more on the pace at Hockenheim than I was at Great Britain, and Christian Waters is turning a lot of heads at the moment. So as we come to the line after an eventful German Grand Prix in 5th place for us, it's fantastic. Finishing 5th and completely outshining Daniel on that race. We are really stamping our authority in this team, and we are really showing at P9 that we are at a team to look out for. We are a driver that needs to be taken seriously, and surely after that result, we've got teams looking at us, and I'm hoping that, and Christian's hoping that Red Bull are going to fast track him to the main team for next season, because he's just showing that, you know, if you give him a competitive car, he's going to deliver results. And at the moment, the Red Bull side is a little bit more inconsistent. But there's rumours floating around about Waters. Is he going to leave Red Bull? Looks as though there may be an offer on the table from another team. So let's have a look. We do indeed have a contract offer. So let's have a quick squiz at that. So we have an offer from Peter Sauber for the Sauber Formula 1 team. Christian, is not really an attractive offer. Yes, they want him to move straight away, showing their backing of him, but Sauber's a dead-end team. It doesn't lead anywhere. So we declined that offer, and we're going to continue on our trajectory here at the Red Bull team. But here are the standings. Hamilton's on top. Webber is leading Vettel in the Red Bull standings. Vettel's closed a bit of the gap after that race, but still a little bit inconsistent there. But yeah, that was it for today. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.